Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I stopped by at a place where they have construction going on. These are apartments being put up, and this is a private developer. Zoom in and see exactly what they are trying to do. These are most likely 3 or 2 bedroom units, and these are several apartments. They got many blocks here going on, and none of them is complete. And that's why they have those little fencing around it, around the units. And the private developer here is doing a very good job trying to come up with all these units, and they have to work on pavement as well. You see all that sand standing on the side, and I'm gonna go to the other side. Yep, so that unit right there, I don't know because I can't go inside, but it looks like that unit, that block is complete. But next to it, they have other units that are coming up, and very close to here they have earth movers here, which are working on some ground here. I believe they are trying to level and uproot all these trees, and this has been going on for several months. I passed here there a few months ago, and the earth movers were still here, but they were actually on the other side preparing the ground for what they are building right now. So looks like it's gonna go on for several months, not telling. It looks like they have many units, and they have also built a very good piece of street right there. Plus on this other side, I guess they're trying to prepare the land for, it's already excavated, but it's not even. So you can tell because they have some waste materials piled up on the horizon. Let me try to zoom out and see what that is. That's just some waste, material waste. I don't know. I'm not in construction, so I don't know what they use that for. I see that big piled up right there, look like sand. But I can tell because I'm here. This place right here is gonna be full of these units, these apartments. And I believe the developer, whomever they are, they are very ready to make this place look like they look different. So I'm just trying to entertain my eyes and capture this so that I can show somebody how these people, when they do the rental apartments, how they do it. And all this, none of them is built with stones or blocks. All this is wood. Plus they will come and do drywalling inside and partitioning inside and outside, and that's why when they catch fire, it burns like fuel. It burns like something else. These buildings made of wood, and when they are selling, they sell very expensive. But of course, these units, the units, the apartment units, most of them are not built for sale. So private developers built them, and they lease to people. You have to sign a lease to live in their houses. but I'm going to be showing soon. I'm going to be capturing in a different video where they build houses, like, you know, units for single family units, where you have your own garage door, where you have your own access, you have a little piece of land in the backyard. But these ones is communal living, like you pay rent to live here. You're not paying any mortgage, you're paying rent just to live here. And biggest percentage of Americans don't own homes, so this is where they live. Pretty much sure this one is going to host a big number of families. Many families will live here, and they are excellent. They are beautiful. If you look them from outside, they look great. And this piece of land stretches very far away. It is huge. So I don't know how many units they are planning on building on this piece of land, but it's big. See what's that? What that is? That little building right there. Can't even read the signage. So it looked like there was some kind of building previously here, and that is why, if you remember, we saw some building waste. I think it came from this place. It must have been demolished from this place. This looked like it was a building, but it's already been demolished. And once it's demolished, they are now going to elect some rental apartment units here, and that is Interstate Highway 435. You can see it from here. And this is the quarter west I was talking about. It's not actually quarter west. This is a building that had been demolished. So the material that came from the demolished building, I think they had to come and power them up here. And then they might be using it even to even out this place, because it is not even. And from the look of things, they're trying to make it even, and elect several buildings here which will host so many families. So this private developer is going to be building here around this piece of land, this vast piece of land. It's huge, it's really big, and I'm trying to find out how far it goes. I guess it goes to that end. I'm just trying to scan it. See those big huge pipes from the previous building. So all this place, all this piece of land, soon it will be occupied by all these rental buildings they're trying to elect. And I'm gonna keep going until I hit the other end of this block. So all this material has come out from the previous building that was on the top of the hill. So they use excavators and other machinery, whatever they use to move it and pile it up here. And I know they are still going to use it. If you look at that, there's a little piece of, I think it's ballast, or what is it? Right there. Right there. It looks like sand. And trees here, because it's still winter, don't have any leaves on them. You can see they don't have any leaves on them. So in the next few months, when winter is over and we start trying to scan them properly, and we start summer, all these trees will be green. Everything that you see here dry, they are not dry. They haven't dried up. They shed off their leaves so that they don't fall off and break from the weight of the snow that lands on the leaves. So this is just how they, God designed them. They shed the leaves during winter, so that when snow falls, it's gonna hit the ground. And the species of the trees that don't shed their leaves, they trap too much snow. They end up falling off or breaking, and from the weight of the snow. And that's God doing his work in his own. I won't call that adaptation. I would just call it the work of God in his own wisdom. That's how he set plantation here to adapt to the changing weather conditions. And those are, I guess they are mixers or something. And out to here is where the other side of the block that extends from the other side that where I started. This is where it goes up to. This is where it goes up to. So we continue joining from here, and you can see in the interior they have other buildings that extend to the east. This is owned by a company or just one person. So they go to the bank and secure money, or they own money. And they build a little street right there for the tenants. And that stretches to the other side and joins the side where we started, right there. And it goes to building right in the middle. Look like garages or storage. And then this other complete building, the block that is complete. What's funny here is that even if this building is complete, and because they still have work going on in the surroundings, like outside, I can tell they haven't done, because we saw there's still piles of sand they need to make even and work on the pavement. They cannot invite people to apply. It's against the law. You cannot, how I see other people building the first floor, and then you continue building onto the second on the third floor, while you have people living in the third floor. Here the building has to be complete. The city has to come and inspect it, and everything has to work, from water, from the heaters, from whatever's supposed to work must work. If it doesn't work, they will not get any authorization to allow people to apply. They cannot let people live in those houses unless they are approved by the state. And that's what happens. So that's why you see that building is complete and look like several other buildings. That building is complete and several other buildings here are complete. But regardless, they cannot invite people. They cannot let people come and apply. Here, they will not. They can't. It's against the law. So that's why probably, they're gonna face it out. Block the area that they, the buildings. They complete the pavement and everything and build like a fence or some signage. They put some signage, and they continue building on the other blocks. And then once they move this machinery here, these plants here, this machinery here, once they move it and complete the back, you can see those cones. That means it's still under construction. Once they get everything complete, the pavement, everything, and they build a fence that separates the building that is complete from whatever they are working on. At that point, they can go to the state and get the state come and supervise it. Not supervise, but what I meant was come and inspect it. When they send their inspectors, they will come and inspect it, and then they can get a certificate of residence. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not in construction again. They can get the certification to allow people to, once they get that, then they can advertise their buildings. They put them in newspapers, they'll put them in television, and then people can start applying. You can come and live here. But up to that, until that happens, this building is still under construction. So I'm going to catch a few places around here. They have an American flag right there, and that would be Kansas Speedway. That'll be Kansas Speedway. And they have Camping World. This is another business right here next to this new apartment block that is coming up. I want to see what else neighbors, these, I don't even know the name of the apartment block, the apartment complex, whatever it's called. And maybe if I went to the other side, maybe there could be some signage that tells you what name they will call it or what, because of course if it's a company, it has to be registered as certain name, whatever they pay their taxes under. So Camping World. So they have some RVs and these little coaches here. What they have inside is you can, some of them are drivable, they are motor vehicles, and others you pull them behind your pickup truck. So you hook up to it, and then when you go to the camping site, these coaches have a toilet in them, have a little kitchen. I'm trying to make sure that I get that covered. So they have utilities like they would be in your house. Like they have a little kitchen, they have a little television, they have a couch in it, they have like a water supply, they have a toilet that you can drain every morning. So once you rent it, you can go to the campsite and be comfortable. You don't have to be going out to look for a toilet. You already have one in the coach. I didn't see one that what I see towable coaches here, but I don't see any of them that is motorized, but they have them. Some that are motorized, you just drive it. It's like a vehicle, you just drive it like a bus. And then once you park each side, because you know each side you hit a button and it extends. That way you have a full-size bedroom. You extend to the outside. I cannot get to see any that extends from here. So, alright, and I had to come closer to the motorhomes. So all these coaches are the ones that you can tow. Yeah, that exactly that. Where it says Outback, the black portion, when you park in the night, that black portion that has a black lining, it will extend to the outside, and you have a full-size bedroom. So you got wheels on it. You got wheels on it. Trying to catch all of them. Flagstaff. And this is where we started. I remember seeing that little building that has been demolished. And this is where the trucks come in, right here. So they come in, they go and work on that sand, and like I said earlier, there are going to be several buildings here erected, and they look like 3-story buildings. So that would mean they are going to have several units. I can't even try to think how many. They're going to have several units. So multiply that with whatever amount of rent they are going to be fetching from one unit. I would probably think like $1,500 on every 3-bedroom unit, and that is going to give them millions. So just a view of how this place is going to be looking like from a fairly far distance. Those are the buildings. Those are the buildings. And this place looked like it had been deserted. So when they bought this land, nobody was living here, except for the buildings, except for the businesses that I showed you, like the camping world and the motor coaches, and they are camping coaches. But here I can actually see somebody is actually storing some containers up there. So look like this place had been had been decided. So when they bought this land, nobody was living here, and that's probably why they decided to elect this apartment complex here. That's why they decided to elect it here. Okay. This is Camping World, and that is the highway for I-35, interstate of 435. Interstate is to say it's a highway that goes into from state and it goes to another state. That's why it's called interstate. And that's another business, Menards. Just trying to see what is going to be, who is going to be their neighbors. Kansas Speedway. Okay. Look like they also neighbors the fire station. That's a fire truck, right? That's a fire engine. No, not an engine, but that's is that an ambulance? Look like an ambulance. So this place, that's a fire hydrant. You can never park anywhere close to that water hydrant. It has water, and fire people will always come and fetch water from that when they want to, when there's a fire, you know, bringing down on whatever it is, a building block or a business, and they need to re-water their tanks. If you're found parked anywhere close to that water hydrant, you're going to get a very big ticket, and that's why you never park anywhere close to that. So that way, if they need to refill their tanks, they have access that is not controlled. You know, they can never be coming to move your car or looking for you to move your car. You will need to have moved your car, you know, so that they can have access, so that they can save lives, so that they can save properties, and that's the order. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop it here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we are going to see you in another video. Hope you enjoyed this video. So from here we are going to probably go to another place, and we'll see you in another video. Bye bye.